Hey everybody, welcome to Matt Men, your source for all things professional wrestling. I'm Andrew Zarian. I'm joined by the original Panama man, Rich Stambolian.
I'm a Panama man. I got a Panama hat, and I have never been to Panama, Florida.
You've never been to Panama City?
I've never been to Panama City.
Or Panama.
Or Panama either.
Panama.
I do like the Van Halen song Panama, though, and I also, on occasion, do my own Diamond Dave talk downs.
Yeah. We got a very special treat in producing the show right now. Our own personal Mogwai, MG Geek. We fed him after midnight, and this is what happened. He was a nice, handsome little boy. He was like a nice, 20-year-old, and he turned into an old man.
You need to give yourself the white streak next time you go to the hair salon.
You know what? I want to do mysticism on him, and every week he just gets even more deranged looking.
Mysticism or mesmerism?
Ooh, I could mesmerize him.
I could mesmerize him. Didn't you take that hypnosis class online?
I did. And you know what? I hypnotized myself, and that's why I'm in this predicament in life. Guys, this show's all about professional wrestling. A lot to talk about, obviously, here today. Man, I caused a little uproar late last week. I haven't had a chance to kind of deep dive into this. I spoke about it on Wrestling Observer Live with Dave, and I had Dave give his opinion. But I really didn't spend time going into what exactly happened. You missed all of it. You were. I don't know.
Gone.
You were gone on Thursday. Yeah, you were I don't know. You missed all of it, top to bottom.
I missed it. Well, Thursday was my birthday.
Thursday was your birthday. Yeah. So obviously,
as soon as I got out of here, I jumped in my spaceship and I left. No, Thursday was my birthday, and I spent the rest of the day just hanging and banging.
I'm still laughing on the inside from that pre-show before we did the show. That whole thing. That is the funniest thing you've ever done.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
I feel like you say that every couple of weeks.
You know what? Every couple of weeks you top yourself.
Are you making a list?
I am making a list.
Check it twice, baby.
So, we're going to talk about that, obviously. Kenny Omega possibly returning in September.
Ooh.
SummerSlam. I caused another uproar. You know what? I think they're just messing with me.
I heard he's coming back as his gimmick is a right winger.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Is that what they're doing?
Kenny Omega.
Kenny Omega. You sat on that for a long time too. I know you did.
That's from Tuesday.
That's from Tuesday. Good. Just unload. Just unload all of them.
All the jokes.
Tons to talk about, obviously, and a whole lot more. But before we continue, I want to talk about something pretty cool happening in a week. Next weekend. I think you're into this, are you not?
Depends on what you're talking about.
Yeah, I'm talking about Ric Flair's last match. He's having his last match at the end of the month in Nashville. RicFlairsLastMatch.com has all the details. The weekend is getting started with a roast of Ric Flair. That was supposed to happen a while ago.
A couple of years ago, right?
Yeah.
Starcast?
On July 29th, the next day, you'll have panels with Claudio, Bryan Danielson, the Horseman reunion, Bret Hart Talk SummerSlam 92. And on Sunday, you have the former Page, Foley, Nash, Hardy, and so much more. This is all part of the biggest Starcast yet. Starcast 5. Our friend Connie's putting it together.
Connie, is that what you call him?
Connie.
You're on a Connie basis?
I'm on the Connie basis. Con.
Wow.
Con and Connie. They're doing pictures. They're two different people. Con and Connie.
Con. It's three different people.
Three different people. They're doing pictures, autographs, and a whole lot more. Also, Black Label Pro, GCW on Friday, New Japan on Saturday, Ric Flair's last match on Sunday. Ric's last match will be at the Nashville Municipal Auditorium, and tickets are still on sale for just $39 at RicFlairsLastMatch.com. NWA Talent, MLW Talent, AAA, Impact, New Japan, ROH, AEW, and a whole lot more. Some of the highlights. Obviously, we know what the main event's going to be. We saw that angle play out last week on Tuesday, I think.
Yep.
Very well done. Ric Flair and Andrade, his son-in-law, face Double J Jeff Jarrett. Oh, you know what? Always in the mix of things, Double J. Look at this guy.
Just squeezes himself in.
He's he's a former world champion, WCW world champion, NWA, TNA, and now he's in Ric Flair's final match, and he's a WWE executive.
Bananas.
Ain't I great?
Bananas, right?
Ain't I great?
Still one of the best punches in the business.
Great. Really, him and Law, all those Memphis guys. Unbelievable punch. When he came back to do that thing with Ezekiel's brother,
yes,
Elias, remember him? He was throwing those unbelievable Memphis punches. It's still stunning to me how good he is. We got that also. Briscoes and the Von Erichs, Kerry and Ricky Morton versus Brian Pillman Jr. and Brock Anderson, and a whole lot more. Head on over to Ric Flair's final match website, RicFlairsLastMatch.com, to get your tickets for the event. Also, you can order this on pay-per-view. It's available on pay-per-view, on cable, satellite, and on Fight. Go to RicFlairsLastMatch.com. Rich.
Yes, sir. How excited are you? Our friend Our friend Denise Salcido posted the other day. Where's Denise? She
She's getting married next week, I think.
asked, congratulations. She asked everybody, what's the gauge of your excitement between 1 and 10 for Ric Flair's last match?
Listen, man, it's Flair. I'm excited to see it.
Mhm.
I really hope it lives up to the expectation of everybody watching. I think most of it is going to have to be that final after the match. What happens after the match? That kind of sets the tone.
I agree with that. I think Lethal is gonna have a heavy hand in putting this all together.
Yeah.
You know what I'd like to see? I'd like to see easy nods to fans. For example, Terry Funk ain't doing too good, but if he's well enough to maybe show up, spit a fireball, or a brand.
Who's gonna do it?
Terry Funk.
Nah, he can't do
I
it.
know, like, or something like that.
nah.
Like something akin
I
to
don't
that.
know, maybe
like a
someone-
horseman run in.
Maybe something. I'm sure there'll be some horseman shenanigans,
Shawn Michaels showing up and super kicking Ric Flair at the very end of it and telling him he loves him again.
but it's not Ric Flair. It's Jeff Jarrett wearing a Ric Flair mask. I don't love you, and he takes it back.
I don't love you.
I don't love you. So a lot to talk about here today. Let's begin. Let's start off with the news, Rich.
Yeah. So it looks like Kenny Omega's in-ring return is reportedly
Yes.
targeted for All Out per Fightful. Me personally, I kind of feel like this might be a red herring because AEW does a great job of keeping secrets.
Yeah, AEW does a fantastic job at that. Kenny's last match was November of 2021.
Oh, wow.
So he's had a significant time off. We knew he was going to take time off. I don't think people realized the extent of it. A lot of people thought he would have been back for at least Double or Nothing, which, the guy's banged up.
Yeah.
He needs to heal, and the target is All Out, and that's a target for a lot of these returns. For CM Punk as well, right? The CM Punk potential return is All Out.
And according to Dave Meltzer, Adam Cole is hopefully back by then as well.
Yeah. And Danielson, hopefully he's back soon.
All Out's going to be a big show. And this is a game we like to play on this podcast. Do you think Kenny's going to come back? Like, all these guys are going to come back like jacked to the gills.
I love that. I love it when they come back like not like, you know what? I don't want them like Triple H.
I do.
You know what? I know you want Cody Triple H.
Oh,
Jack.
yeah.
It just comes out like that. I think they'll, you got time to heal. You can work out differently. You can work out muscle. I mean, Kenny couldn't work out his shoulder.
Yeah.
The guy he was for like how long he wasn't working on he couldn't take a bump on his shoulder. He couldn't do anything. So, I think he's going to come back looking fantastic. And I think it's going to be great for AEW because right now, the numbers are not, it's hovering right under that million mark. And when you put together a gimmick match like they did on Wednesday,
Yeah.
how do you not hit 1 million?
Right,
We'll talk about that.
Yeah, we'll go into it.
Yeah.
HBO Real Sports with Brian Gunn was investigating the Vince McMahon allegations for a possible story. They'll probably put together like a really good package.
I'm sure they'll HBO Sports does a lot of these. But, I don't, how is their relationship with Vince right now in WWE? That also plays a big part.
Who knows,
Do you think he'll slap Brian Gumble also?
That's one of my favorite Vince clips.
Which one? The one where... not the
Bob Costas one.
Not the Bob Costas one. There's another one when all the wrestlers were dying, and I forgot who the guy was, and he's like, "Do you have any responsibility for this?" And Vince gives is Vince McMahon personally responsible? Okay, you know what? I could see him being like, "No, God, dude, come on." But he gives like, and then he slaps the paper out of the guy's hand, like. What a reaction.
Like a kayfabe reaction, I think.
If Elon Musk did that.
Yeah.
Or like Jack Dorsey when he was CEO of Twitter. I'm just naming random CEO. Or whoever the CEO of Ford is. Like they're accusing him. Got a great one. Volkswagen, right? All those cars, they had those problems with Volkswagen, whatever it is. And then they're like, Firestone tires. Your tires are exploding. People are dying.
And then Johnny Firestone is like,
one of those. Yeah, like... And this is why wrestling doesn't get coverage in mainstream media.
Right.
When there's major accusations happen. You don't know. I think I told the story on this show. I had a friend at one of these big time news publication asking if this is all real or it's part of wrestling.
Yeah.
When obviously it's real. When people think that way, you don't get the coverage. You don't get the deep dives. I wonder what they're going to find with this. I wonder what they'll do. HBO Sports, Real Sports does a great job historically.
Yeah.
They really deep dive into these things, and they don't hold back. So let's see what they write.
What
they do with this documentary.
Was the news source that contacted you Weekly World News?
Always, yeah. George Bush is a mole man.
Talk to us about Bat Boy.
And Bat Boy, yeah.
No, you get speaking of Andrew getting questioned about things. So Monday Night Raw is going to TV-14. Andrew, last Thursday
after the show,
about an hour after the show,
I was getting this during the show.
Yeah,
but I wasn't certain on even bringing it because I thought it was absurd.
Whenever you get news on the show, I know your tell. It's when you extend your hands to your keyboard and do this.
Oh, yeah, I'm reading it.
Because you're reading it, and you're like, uh-oh. It's like you're on a roller coaster.
It is, dude, it was. It was a bad roller coaster. So let's, I'm going to break this down with the details, okay? We're doing the show, and I get a text message saying like, hey, have you heard anything about WWE going TV-14? And I said, no, when? And the response was next week. And I wrote LOL.
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 Not LOWELL.
Wow.
Like a name.
And I was like, okay. And they're like, I'm like, can you find out? I'm like, find out. He goes, I'm hearing it. Let me get back to you. Mm-hmm. And then I'm told an internal memo went out.
Right.
I saw it. I saw what it said.
Yeah.
It was pretty clear that July 8th. It was so simple. It was an internal email. July 18th, Raw will be TV-14. TV-14 LV. Okay?
Language and violence.
I asked two other people, two separate places. They're like, yeah, it's happening. I'm told some reasons why it's happening. I can't verify them. But I don't even want to put it out there. It's like Andrew said this, but I was given multiple reasons why, and the reasons what I was told, couple made sense. One was silly, but essentially they want to have the freedom to do more stuff in certain hours of the show. That's what it comes down to. I posted this, and generally, I don't post stuff I'm not confident on. Ever.
True.
And you saw the memos. I showed you.
Yeah, I saw the memos.
I showed it to, you saw it. Other people saw it too.
Yes.
Outside of me showing it to people saw it. Within a couple hours, there was another internal memo that went out and said, hey guys, ruh-roh.
Yeah.
I know that the tweet was also being shared amongst people.
Things like that tend to blow up.
Listen, dude, it's a big deal. To some people, it's a big deal. To me, it's not really a big deal. Like, I'm going to tell you, like, it doesn't matter. To me personally, I don't think it makes a big difference. I don't think they'll be maybe they'll stretch it a little bit more, but they curse occasionally. There's blood occasionally. Listen, a lot of that Attitude Era was PG as well, and they were doing crazy shenanigans, right?
Right.
So I don't think the TV-14 changed. Whatever. Anyway, so within, I guess, like 3 hours or 2 hours, there was another memo that went out and said, "Hey, totally ignore what we just sent out." Okay,
and then you said no backsies.
and then I wrote to everybody, "Hey guys, no backsies." Yeah. There's a news story. Adding a news at the end. Okay. Live production here. Oh, very interesting. Okay.
That's going to be fun to talk about.
Okay, we'll talk about that in a couple seconds. That'll be another thing. I need to take time on that.
So 2 to 3 hours later.
2 to 3 hours later, they recant. And then apparently I heard that people got scolded.
Yeah.
Okay? As to... I don't want to go on that side, okay?
Sure.
But it wasn't a no, it's not happening. Okay, so So within, I guess, a couple hours, it was TV-14 is happening on July 18th. Totally ignore that.
Right.
Totally ignore that. And then it became, hey, listen, we're not saying it's not happening. It's just not July 18th.
Right.
Okay, that's all that there was. Okay, cool.
Great.
Fine. So it is happening. I mean, the way that I took it from everybody, it will happen. It was a premature date.
Mm-hmm.
They shouldn't have shared that information with the level that they shared that information.
Yeah.
And then it blew up and it went everywhere.
I think also because when you look at the landscape of wrestling social media, I feel like it's a lot of people just on the edge of their seats trying to grab onto like every little bit of everything. But I agree with you. Like, is TV-14 gonna matter?
I don't know. To some people, maybe. You know,
what are we gonna see? You're not gonna see boobies. You're not gonna see you're not gonna see Mr. Ass show up again. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like you're not gonna get over the top violence. You're not gonna get choppy pee pee. You know what I mean?
You might get enough to create a little bit of a boom for them. You know, a lot of it is marketing.
I'm also mentioning those things not to say like I want to see that really bad. I'm just saying like
it's not the attitude era, guys. We're not. That's never going to happen again.
Right.
I mean, you know what? Never say never, but not in this timeline. Here.
Like AEW is basically pseudo ECW at this point.
It's you know what it is. It's a lot of that stuff without the sex aspect of it.
Right.
Because they remove that because that's a big taboo. You could bleed all you want, but you can't show boobies.
Right.
You know, which is hysterical.
Exactly.
Great. Somebody from Ireland, one of our viewers said that to me in the comment. He goes, you know what's amazing about American television?
Mm-hmm.
You guys could, I mean, just decapitate each other on TV.
Murder.
But you will not, under any circumstances, show, I mean, boobs or butt, nothing.
A nip slip will make national news.
Well, it changed the landscape of television and radio.
Yep.
The Janet Jackson thing.
Yeah.
I don't think people realize how that impacted television.
A little bit.
A little. And she had a pasty on. She had a metal pasty on. Who cares? Anyway. So this happens. People, listen, man, I can only go based on what I see, right? And I have never seen an internal memo get backtracked so fast without any kind of explanation before. And I've never seen something as big as, hey, listen, guys, this show that used to be this crazy show that went PG, that a lot of people don't like anymore because it's PG, right? And again, is it because it's PG or is it because the show is not captivating?
Right.
I think because the show's not captivating. And now you're going back to this TV-14. That's a big thing. Maybe me putting it out screwed up their marketing around it. I don't know. I don't know, but listen, man, when I see something like that, that's pretty certain.
Right.
It's not some Joe Schmo calling me and be like, hey, I got a scoop for you.
And it's not you making it up either.
And it's not me making it up. According to a lot of people, I am. So yesterday, or 2 days ago, right?
Lying to us.
2 days ago, a viewer messages me. He's like, hey, go to the Peacock website. See what I see. I go to the Peacock website. SummerSlam is TV-14.
Yeah.
Now, in the past, WWE has had pay-per-views that have been TV-14. If you go to if you go to Peacock's website, there's a lot of these that are TV-14. They weren't TV-14 at live launch, at live viewing, right? They've changed them later to TV-14 based on what happened. This is one of the first times that I've seen, and maybe they did another pay-per-view where they had a spot that they knew in the past, but this isn't something that's happening too often. They had it listed as TV-14. The viewers sent it to me. I went to the website, confirmed it, and I posted a screenshot, and I said, hey, currently, as of right now, this show's listed as TV-14 on the Peacock website. People started retweeting it. Other people took video. Immediately, I was accused of photoshopping, deep faking this TV-14.
People are nuts.
Like I give a shit enough to do that.
People are nuts.
It really, that is, you know what? You could tell me, like, you could be like, hey, you're full of shit. I went to the website and I don't see it there. And it's up to me if I'm going to say, like, hey, dude, it was there, right? But when you come to me and you're like, you're photoshopping, this is fake, why are you doing this? I'm like, it's on the website.
Dude.
So here's the other thing, right? They changed it back to PG after like 3 hours or 2 hours of me posting it. Then it went back to TV-14 for like a good 45 minutes. Then it went back to PG. So you know what I did? I was like, listen, I contacted the cable providers.
I saw this screen. This is legitimate. Andrew got customer service from cable providers and sent us all on the show chat screen caps of his interactions. Thank you, John.
Thank you, John.
Much appreciated.
Much appreciated. I contacted DirecTV, Spectrum, Fios, Dish, not Dish, Xfinity, right? Whatever they are. I think it was like
Comcast.
5 of them. Everybody said it's TV-14 on their services. If you have cable, you could go to your cable provider and see for yourself what it is. So, listen, guys, I don't know what to tell you.
And then the supplementary message was, my name is Andrew Zarin. I host and why are you explaining to these people about the show? It's ridiculous. I think also like tangentially, when I look at like your feed, Denise's feed, and Sean's feed, a lot of it is very pleasant. But then there's like these weirdos who are like, no, F you about everything you say, because that's not right. How could you know the information?
How could you know?
Why did you deepfake this?
Why did you deepfake this?
Yeah,
so
it's bananas.
Listen, if I put in the effort to deepfake this, I deserve all the awards. But unfortunately, I did not. I did not. Or fortunately for you, I did not. It's what was on the website, and it wasn't an error. They didn't have it up there by mistake. I'm sure now it's by mistake because they probably don't want the news that it's TV-14. They're not ready to do it yet. But according to all the cable providers, that show is TV-14.
Yeah.
It's listed. Well, so we'll find out next week. But where there's smoke, there's fire, boys and girls, and there's a lot of smoke. Do you have any questions about this debauchery? Anybody have questions? You know what? I'm going to do my best to answer all the questions at the end, too.
Okay, yeah.
If you have any, it doesn't matter. Ask me anything about that TV-14. If I could answer it, I will answer it.
MG, you heard it. Throw them all into the queue.
The only thing I cannot do, and a lot of people have asked me, is what?
Talk about ring ropes?
Talk about ring ropes. I can't talk about the ring ropes. I can't show you guys this memo. I cannot expose the people in this email. I cannot expose people that have sent me this. It doesn't work like that.
Because you photoshopped it.
Obviously, because I photoshopped it.
Yeah, no, it's legitimate. I think this kind of thing is very interesting where it's like, it got out too soon, you know? And you know what? It's public knowledge. It is what it is. Also, tangentially, side note, as soon as we started talking about boobs, guess who showed up in the chat?
Horny Harry Tarjanian.
Horny Harry. The horny one. All right, moving on.
I hope he runs for politics one day, and then like all these Mr. Tarjani, why are these two podcasters constantly referring to you as a horny human being?
Well, you know what his real name is?
What?
Hornold Harold.
Hornold Harold, yes.
Cody Rhodes wins the ESPY for the 2022 WWE Moment of the Year.
It was a moment of the year, for sure.
For his return at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Cool. And do you want to do this last bit, or do you want me to jump into it? It looks like Triple H, Paul Levesque, is back. Today, WWE announced that effective immediately, he will resume his executive position as EVP of Talent Relations.
Yes. Isn't that interesting? So
good stuff. Everybody gets the picture with him again.
So he took the John Laurinaitis position.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm going to say poor Bruce Pritchard, because he did not want that position. You know, and Bruce has spoken about it on his podcast. It is a very difficult job to be head of talent relations.
Oh, yeah.
You know, listen, who else are you going to do it? Bruce is a temporary person. Mark Carano, right, was the previous head of talent relations, and he had a lot of issues there.
Mickey James Gate.
The Mickey James Gate happened, but there was also other stories too.
Yeah.
People didn't like how they were spoken to, whatever it was. I don't remember the whole thing, but Triple H is a perfect person to be head of talent relations. He's a former talent. He understands their needs. He understands how they think.
Yep.
He
one of the boys.
He was, you know, who was his talent EVP of talent relations?
JR.
It was JR.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think this is a very good move for them. You need a wrestler in that position, or you need someone that understands wrestling in that position. John Laurinaitis, I mean, there's still more that's going to come out for that Vince McMahon, John Laurinaitis stuff, but like the fact that he came back, right, was a fascinating move. Like think about it, they went to the same well for a lot of things over the last couple of years.
Yeah.
Paul Heyman coming back in a creative position, in a higher up position. Eric Bischoff coming in as a VP. Bruce Pritchard coming back. John Laurinaitis coming back. Those were. It was so much at the same time that I always. So I brought this up to somebody else. I'm like, if Jim Ross was available, he would have been brought back. 100%, he would have been brought back.
Yeah.
So I think this is a very or they would have considered him to come back, right? I'm not speaking for Jim Ross.
Jim Ross escaped though. I feel like he really escaped.
God, he escaped. You think he feels that way?
I think so. I think, you know what I want to see? If somebody could deepfake it, it would be amazing. Remember that Moxley video where it shows the prison break?
Yeah, and just do Jim Ross.
I want it to be Jim Ross in that. That'd be amazing. Some light NXT notes here. Cora Jade dumps half the tag team titles in the trash can, channeling Medusa. People were taking this online as a shot to Sasha and Naomi.
Okay, can somebody explain why? Look, I'm not asking. I'm not saying like I don't believe you or I don't think, like I missed it. What was the shot at Naomi and Sasha?
The shot was basically like these tag team titles were garbage anyway, so F you kind of.
Yeah, but this was not the tag title. These were the NXT ones,
right? Folks were like looking into this like way too much. You know, the thing I think that people don't realize about WWE, it's the best answer is usually the most obvious answer.
Yeah,
and they tend to go with like, I don't want to use the word stupid, but they tend to go with like your dumbed down, the most dumbed down thing they will do. You know,
yeah.
I don't think you have to read too much into it. Joe Gacy reveals the Dyad as the team formerly known as the Grizzled Young Vets. Zach Gibson is now Rip Fowler, and James Drake is Jagger Reed. Zoe Stark wins the 20-woman Battle Royale, #1 contender for Mandy Rose. Cool. I have not been into NXT.
Me either. It is a night and day show for me.
You want to go into SmackDown?
Yeah. Was that Raw highlights? Hold on. What was this one? Oh yeah, going to SmackDown.
So apparently tonight, Brock Lesnar's returning. Can you do your impression of Brock Lesnar's intro music? Gold. Maximum Male Models debut.
Isn't that it? That's all I hear. I'm like, oh, here he comes.
So good. Maximum Male Models debut, Maxine Dupree
and
their Beachwear collection. Rumors are it's possibly Ginny from NXT UK. Liv Morgan, Ronda Rousey face to face, great. Nakamura and Ludwig Kaiser. Who's Ludwig Kaiser? The former
the little one.
Okay.
The little one. You skipped over some highlights, WWE TV highlights.
What did I miss?
On SmackDown, Jeff Jarrett was revealed as the guest referee for the Street Profits and Usos match.
Great.
He's in the middle of everything, dude. Yeah. Ain't that great?
Inserting himself.
Titus O'Neil opens Raw with a very specific message, possibly diffusing the Vince McMahon allegations. He said WWE is a safe space and won't talk about religion or politics or anything diverse. What a bizarre opener. Like, was there... I'm like, okay, dude.
He's the guy to do it.
I don't think anybody was asking you, but all right.
Well, I think he's an interesting commodity.
Great ambassador.
Yes. I think that's the thing. Like, he's probably... Remember when they had David Otunga doing all this stuff?
Yeah, he was doing a lot of it.
But I think Titus is the better representation of that. Fantastic ambassador, does a lot for kids.
He does, yeah.
Seems like a really nice guy.
Family guy.
Apart from two things that I feel like will always stick out in his career, the slide. And remember when he got suspended for horsing around with the boss?
Horsing around with Vince. You know, that is a weird moment too in like modern wrestling, right? That weird horsing around moment.
Not on TV. Yeah.
I mean, but what happened? Why did Vince get so mad?
Because it was on TV. That's what it was.
Is that what it was?
I think backstage they have a certain relationship. Vince loves to horse around with these guys. And Titus did it on TV. And then folks were like, yeah, you can't do that on TV.
It was weird. It was very strange. Very strange. Let's see. Theory loses to AJ Styles after Dolph Ziggler once again attacks him at ringside. The Miz was confronted by Logan Paul on Miz TV. By the way, this Logan Paul stuff is working because... Is it Logan Paul or Jake Paul?
It's Logan Paul.
It's Logan Paul, okay. Logan told him that he has tiny balls. That tiny ball thing is so stupid.
But listen.
But Maurice explaining to people with the French Canadian accent on how his balls are normal. They're like adequate balls. I think that adds a lot to it, but
they will always go with the dumb stuff because it gets a rise out of the crowd.
I think Maurice is hysterical.
Would you rather Logan Paul cut a scathing intellectual promo on The Miz or just be like, yo, your balls are like blueberries?
I wanted to do an intellectual promo.
I think they're going to put that title on Logan Paul at some point, or at least one title.
Something. Let's see.
Yeah.
You know what? Let's see how he does. Current SummerSlam card for next Saturday.
I love that it's on a Saturday, baby.
Oh, man. What do we do? Are we watching this together?
Maybe. You know what? What day is that? The 26th? No.
Jess and the kids are gone.
What's happening?
Jess and the kids are not here.
Maybe, yeah. Maybe I'll pop by.
The other option?
Want to get wasted and get on camera?
Here's the other option, okay? If you don't come over, do you want to know how I'm going to watch this?
Please tell me.
In my tub.
Oh, you're the hyperbaric thing?
I'm going to get in the hyperbaric thing and just watch it alone, where I hear Michael Cole echoing in my chamber. No, I'll probably just watch it in bed. I'll get like stoned, nice and loosey goosey, and just fall asleep halfway through, and then wake up. It's the main event at the end,
and Brock Lesnar shows up.
That happens all the time. You know, my when I'm sick, it's like a coma dream because I hear everything that's happening. I take too much NyQuil, and I'm out, and all of a sudden it's like 11:22, and the pay-per-view's still on, and it's like Brock Lesnar, and I wake up and night terrors.
Wow. So the current SummerSlam card.
You should do ayahuasca and watch that pay-per-view.
I can't.
Oh,
Man.
go get crazy.
I can't. I feel like if I did ayahuasca, I'd end up jumping out a window. Not because I want to hurt myself, but just because I feel like
your brain would just process that
one. Last man standing match for the undisputed WWE Universal Championship: Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar.
Okay, what do you think of that match?
Hey, listen, it's going to be a good, like we said last week, it's going to be a good match.
People got really mad at me saying like, this looks okay on paper. This is like this on paper. This is a fine. Is it a SummerSlam? Listen, man, Cody missing to me is a big hit. Mm-hmm. They could have done better stuff, but they have some matches here that I think will work in the end.
Yeah.
But again, I'll probably enjoy the show because I'm going with zero expectation.
You're going in it with zero expectation. Apart from the expectation to get wicked stoned.
Maybe, yeah.
And like order, what are you going to order for food?
It depends if I'm dieting. I need to diet because of the hip.
Oh, yeah?
I need to lose some weight.
You gotta lose some weight specifically on the hip?
Just on this butt. I don't know what I'll order.
I think you should order like 10 pounds of meatballs.
Oh, man, that sounds delicious. Brock Lesnar, Roman Reigns, last man standing for the Undisputed Championship. Well, next week we'll run down our predictions. We'll just go down the card. Yeah. Since finalizing. Bianca Belair, Becky Lynch.
Great.
For the Raw Women's Championship. That'll be a good match. Listen, again, you may not want to see this, but will these be bad matches?
No.
Okay? These two probably going to be really good matches. Yeah. Liv Morgan, Ronda Rousey. I want to see what happens with this. Mm-hmm. We love Liv. I think Ronda Rousey needs a redeeming moment.
For sure.
To restart this run that she has. And listen, for WWE, this is think about the money you're spending on a Ronda Rousey, right?
Yeah.
The R&D, the merch, the effort, the presentation. Well, how to market, right? Yeah. You got to do the research on who you're marketing, how you're marketing, what age group is being successful. There's a lot of efforts that go into this.
Whenever I hear R&D, I automatically think of like cybernetics.
Cybernetics? You think they manufacture? They're spending a lot of money on Ronda Rousey, and it needs to pay off. And right now, the second run, I don't think it's paying off the way that they wanted. So I hope they could jumpstart something with both of them, because I think Liv being champion, she's worked really hard to get there.
Absolutely.
And it's something new, and I'm okay with it. Bobby Lashley Theory, I have no interest in this match.
It's going to be a fine match.
I'm sure Bobby will ragdoll him. It's a fine match. Yeah. Uso Street Profits with Jeff Jarrett as a special guest referee. Is there a guitar shot? And great.
I think there's a guitar shot to the Usos.
Oh, by mistake.
And he ends up partying with the Street Profits.
Do you think he counts how many guitars he's broken? Somebody has to have that number.
I feel like MG has that stat right on the top of his head. Look at him smiling. He's like, I know.
Yeah, I see him. He has it. Logan Paul and The Miz. Okay, that'll be a spectacle match for... By the way, the ratings... Teenage viewership was up. They did 1.7 million against the Home Run Derby. Yeah.
The All-Star game or the Home Run Derby?
Monday.
Yeah, okay.
Or was it the All-Star game? Wasn't the All-Star game Tuesday? It was Tuesday. Was it not?
It's been a long week.
I don't remember what day it is. Logan Paul and The Miz, Seth Rollins and Riddle. That'll be a good match. Pat McAfee and Corbin. And I believe, are they not doing Gunther and Nakamura?
Yeah.
MG?
Right? Interesting.
I don't know.
Not been
thought that
added
was-
yet.
Not been added yet. Okay.
I think the MAGA
got
Corbin is going to be fun.
All right. Let's go into AEW Dynamite. I got to tell you, I was down on the show. I did not enjoy the show as much as I've enjoyed previous Dynamites. I had issues with a lot of stuff.
Strong, before we get into it, two things
Strong
I want to
first
mention. Strong first 35, 45 minutes after the FTR promo. I feel like the show took a dive, but maybe because it's Shark Week. Speaking of which,
Yeah.
did you think it was weird that when you watch Dynamite,
Yeah.
because I know sometimes you don't watch it live, do you watch it without commercials or do you watch, like, how do you watch it?
I watched it live, yeah.
Okay.
I watched it with the commercials.
So the show started with The Rock standing on a mountain, and I'm like, yo, is this guy about to promote Shark Week? And he did.
Yeah.
And then
The Rock.
The Rock.
Yeah.
The Rock.
Dwayne.
He's the king of sharks now.
Yeah. Is that his new title?
I think so. And it's funny because the commercial shows him like calling all the sharks to him. Like he's got the power over sharks.
Okay.
Fascinating. But then during Dynamite, they kept promoting Shark Week, which is fine. But isn't that a quote unquote like conflict of interest? How does this stuff work?
He could do whatever the hell he
The
wants.
Rock could do whatever he wants, and he's just like, would you have flipped if he showed up on Dynamite?
I don't think he would have. I don't think that's even a remote option for him. But I think he's going to promote whatever he's going to promote. He can do whatever he wants.
So the show.
Dwayne starts out the show.
Dwayne starts out the show as the king of sharks. I think he sent all those sharks to Long Island also.
Yeah. Do you know how many fucking sharks we have now?
They closed the beaches. Yeah,
They closed the beach. Rockaway Beach.
It's like Jaws.
Jaws.
Yeah. Brody King beat Darby Allin, ragdolling him. Sting came out,
destroyed him,
gets misted by Malachi. Awesome. Miro comes out. This I really like. This is like a nutty angle where you have the House of Black, Darby, Sting, and Miro, which I think that's going to be a fun trios match.
Well, Miro's there's something brewing under his eye.
And let me ask you something.
Yeah.
Don't you think AEW has a great spooky roster?
They have a lot of occultists.
You're not going to go full spooky.
They're not full spooky, but they're a little bit of the macabre.
Pentagon Escuro.
Right? Yeah.
Malachi's
more like part of the macabre, no?
Do you think Darby and Sting are part of the macabre?
Yeah, they're also part of the macabre.
And is Abaddon still there?
Abaddon is spooky.
Yeah. That's a good spooky.
Yeah, Abaddon is spooky.
Fascinating. You had Blackpool Combat Club, Moxley and Wheeler Yuta being best friends. Great match. Mox's intros.
Or they're just like sad goth kids.
That's true.
Sting's the oldest goth teen in America.
Super emo.
Yeah, he's super emo.
They're all like emo straight edge guys, which I think is great. Mox and Wheeler beat Trent Beretta and Chuck Taylor. Mox's intros have been getting better and better. This guy has been owning his intros, man. When you look at like I would be, the thought I had was if I was in the ring against him, I would feel very intimidated.
Mox.
Right, because not like physically,
Did
but
you feel that way with him in AEW in WWE?
Depending on the event, but mostly no, right? In AEW for sure, I'd be intimidated by the sheer star power and captivity this guy exudes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'd feel like, how am I going to get to that level? Right? Very rare, I think. Swerve in Our Glory, championship celebration. Mark Sterling and Tony Nese interrupt. Tony Nese gets punched by rapper Kevin Gates. Fine segment. Christian Cage Luchasaurus defeated the Varsity Blondes, Griff Garrison, and Brian Pillman. Pillman Jr. has all the makings of a white hot babyface.
He does.
He has such likability.
Yeah.
And Jungle Boy made his return. Luchasaurus let Jungle Boy... Luchasaurus and Jungle Boy are back together again, I guess.
What did they do there? I'm trying to remember.
Jungle Boy returned to confront Christian. Luchasaurus stood between them. Jungle Boy had a chair. Luchasaurus got out of his way.
Okay.
So, the FTW Championship, Ricky Starks versus Cole Carter. Great. Danhausen came out, challenged.
Want to see my Danhausen?
I want to see it.
Okay, you guys ready? Send this to him, okay?
Mhm.
I want to know what he thinks, if he thinks this is good.
Of the curse.
Ready?
Yeah. That's pretty good. More of a mummy, but... FTR comes
Gwynn.
out.
I want to be Fred Gwynn. Okay? Fred Gwynn, but not as Herman. Fred Gwynn as a vampire.
Fred Gwynn as Danhausen?
Fred Gwynn as Danhausen.
Fred Gwynn as a vampire would be pretty good.
Bones and boner.
What's your Herman Munster impression?
Oh, Lily.
That's pretty good. You have to do the head shake. How do you feel about this new Munsters that's coming out?
I'm into it.
Yeah?
I hope it's good.
You like the Rob Zombie Munsters?
I like his casting.
Okay.
Obviously, his wife is Marilyn, right?
Lily.
Yeah. Oh, Lily. Marilyn is
the daughter.
The daughter. Which?
She's the human.
She's the human. Isn't Marilyn the cousin?
I think it's Lily's niece.
And they talk about her like she's hideous. Is that the one, or am I thinking of the Addams Family?
They talk about her as if she's the weird one, not hideous.
Doesn't the Addams Family have one too?
No.
They don't have like a very attractive
normal person.
No, okay.
No. That's the Munsters.
Okay. What is a Ute? How about that? Is that a good Herman Munster? What is a
fantastic,
Ute?
Fantastic. That's a deep cut right there. This is the only wrestling podcast where you'll hear Munsters talk.
And my cousin Vinny.
So FTR come out. They cut the promo of their career. Fantastic.
Oh yeah,
right?
and it was very much real.
Very real.
The story that was told, fascinating.
So, Dax tells the story about his daughter avoiding open heart surgery because she was fighting. She sealed the hole in her heart. He says, this Saturday, I'm going to fight like an 8-year-old girl. Awesome, right? Really intense promo. And then that's when the show dipped. It went from here. It was like the top of the roller coaster. And then it went, I think that's how you feel about it too.
Yeah.
You want to do the rest of it?
I'm hang on one second. I may have some news.
You playing Minesweeper?
Yeah.
Let me see that screen.
You want to see it?
Yeah.
Hold on, I'll show you. I got some news.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah.
That's a good high score.
That is a very good high score. Thank you.
That's also, this guy's playing Snood right now.
I am playing. Yeah, that's all I'm doing.
Deep cut.
Yeah.
Jade Cargill and Kara Hogan still with Sophie Hathaway beat Athena and Willow Nightingale. Jermaine Dupri came out. Jermaine Dupri looked like he didn't know.
Jermaine Dupri
looked like he was looking for the bathroom, and then they were like, "Hey, come here.
Hey, come here. Get on camera.
You're famous. We know who you are." The Barbed Wire Everywhere match, main event of AEW Dynamite. Listen, before you say anything, I enjoyed the hell out of this match.
You did, okay.
But guess what?
What?
I feel like because we're doing the show, a lot of stuff went wrong. I don't care that a lot of stuff went wrong. I was still entertained, but I feel like a lot of folks out there took a big slamming hot poo on this match. So
there was a couple moments here. One of the things that stood out early on is that they went to some long commercial breaks. And there was one specific commercial, maybe it was one commercial break.
Yeah.
They ran through so many spots in that break. It wasn't just like a rest hold break.
Yeah, dude.
And I was like, oh crap. And I almost tweeted. I went to tweet it, but I was like, I pulled back from it.
Yeah.
I was like, I get like putting the show on for the crowd, but like there were some key moments that happened during the commercial break in that picture-in-picture that I thought would have been elevating the match if it wasn't a picture-in-picture.
I agree with that. I feel like they did the same thing with the Ricky Starks match.
Yeah.
So I felt, again, like I agree with you about the crowd thing, but I think the camera cuts or the timing was a little off where Ricky Starks does this amazing top rope walk.
Yeah.
Right? And that was on the commercial break. And I was like, why is this on the commercial break? This is a fantastic spectacle of a move. And they did the same thing, like you said, during the Barbed Wire Everywhere death match. I did like how they started with the Barbed Wire wrapping Justin Roberts'
mic. So this was a Barbed Wire Everywhere death match with a shark cage over the ring for Shark Week.
Mm-hmm.
You had the Jericho Appreciation Society in the shark cage.
Mm-hmm.
You had Ruby Soho controlling the mechanism for the shark cage.
Which I don't understand.
Like, why would you trust her with it? Isn't that a little one-sided?
Right. Or, like, it's just, it's wrestling. I know that. We can't get too into the technicalities of it.
I know. Are you saying that this person that was, her arm was massacred by this group in some capacity, are you saying that she is an unbiased body to control the shark cage? Whatever. It's fine. That didn't bother me.
I think if they were going to do it that way, I think she should have been in her own cage with the controls. or something like that, to make it more nutty.
Yeah, something.
Okay.
All right, so
Continue.
what did you think of this match?
I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the hell out of it. I think Jericho wrestling Kingston really works for me, and it works on a lot of levels. And I think with them two specifically, I think it's a lot of Jericho going, where have you been my entire career?
Listen, I think them themselves working was good.
Yeah.
Was really good.
They have great chemistry.
They do. They have really good chemistry. What was wacky to me is that there was so much happening.
So much chemistry.
Ty Conti comes out.
But you saw that coming a mile away.
Anna Jay comes out.
Right. Everybody saw that coming. Well, the Anna Jay thing I didn't see
Anna
coming.
Jay turns on Ruby, sides with Tay Conti. Now they bring the shark cage down. They can't open the shark cage. They crawl out of the shark cage. They hit the ring. Now there's a run. It was a lot going on. And I don't think it was necessary.
Do you think that was a real flub about not being able to open the cage?
I think that was a real flub, but I don't think it noticed. I don't think the flub was her not being able to open the cage. I think the flub was not cutting the camera quicker.
Okay.
You should have kept the
instead of showing dudes like slide through the bars.
Or you could have just it worked out. It wasn't like as awkward as it could have been. Because it's always awkward with the keys. What was that Roman Reigns match that they couldn't open the key?
Yeah,
who was he facing? Kevin Owens? I forgot who it was.
I feel like it was a Brock match.
No, I can't remember who it was. And then he just beat him. I think he beat him with the guillotine. So anyway, I thought it was a lot going on. Jericho's bleeding everywhere.
Yeah.
The chair fell on his nose. Possibly broken nose.
It looked like he got disfigured.
That forearm that Eddie threw at him, unbelievably fast.
Yeah.
I thought the ending sucked. It was really out of nowhere. So he did the finish, and then Jericho goes through the thing anyway. They throw Jericho on the barbed wire.
I think the timing was a little weird for
something.
Sure.
I don't know, man. Yeah. I don't know what happened.
But the beatdown was great. The beatdown
was great. Yeah, they did a good job at it. But it was not I did not enjoy this Dynamite.
Okay.
I didn't. It didn't. It just wasn't. To me, I have a high standard of this show.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it's and to me, it didn't live up to a moment, and it wasn't a blow off match.
Yeah,
shouldn't the barbed wire thing be a blow off?
This, I think, is furthering the story. But it's interesting because it's not to rag on it or anything, but it's fascinating how you have this almost repeated thing: the Moxley death match, the Jericho falling onto the foam in that one match, the cage match, and then the ending to this, which drives fans absolutely nuts, where it's they're building up this giant match, and then the last few seconds are that sucks. The timing is off. It's not not to poo poo on it. It's great. These guys got gnarly on each other. But what do you think it was? A timing issue? Do you think it was a show issue? I think Jericho not got freaked out, but I think he realized that he did some damage to his face.
That hurt him.
When the chair fell on him, that didn't look good at all.
Yeah.
Also, it was a night of extreme pile drivers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I was down on the show. Maybe it's me. Maybe it's just me.
Yeah.
It could be just me. AEW Rampage, Hangman Page and John Silver versus the Butcher and the Blade, Lee Moriarty and Dante Martin in action. Dr. Britt Baker and Jamie Hayter in action. Rap battle. Max Caster versus Austin Gunn. And Jay Lethal versus Christopher Daniels before his big match with Samoa Joe on Saturday.
That's going to be
Sunday.
Good
Saturday.
Yeah, that's going to be a good classic TNA match.
Yeah. AEW Fight for the Fallen, some of the matches announced. Thunder Rosa and Yamashita in action. Ricky Starks and Danhausen.
Great.
All right. Do you want to go into Death Before Dishonor and then questions? Or actually go into the Tony Khan stuff?
So Tony Khan had an ROH media call. The Briscoes are apparently under a long-term exclusive contract. Good for them. No news on the TV front, but they are continuing talks with Warner Brothers, Discovery. Bleacher Report is carrying Saturday's show which is a good step forward for a deal. They're going to announce more matches and a pre-show. And apparently the live gate for Saturday is already better than the Supercard of Honor and could end up as their best, biggest show of all time. That's fascinating to me.
So I just want to, I got a little tidbit here. On Hulu, currently, on Hulu, Monday Night Raw is listed at TV-14.
Wow. There you go.
Okay? I want everybody right now, my hands are off the keyboard.
Mm-hmm.
Go to Hulu's website, if you have Hulu, log in, and you will see Monday Night Raw. It says that it is listed at TV-14.
Did you contact Hulu customer support?
I will contact Hulu customer support if I have to. How about that?
Is this true? You want to go into the card?
Yes.
All right.
Also, by the way, there are no. It's listed at TV-14, but on Hulu, the series begins at season 21, so 2014. So this is all post PG era. Season 30 is the one listed at TV-14. It's listed at TV-14, but the episodes are all PG.
Interesting.
So this, I'm telling you, something is a brewing.
There you go.
Can I tell you what I've been doing fantastically?
Tanning?
Oh yeah, my tan, dude.
Your tan. You got the under forearm tan.
Yeah, I got the underfoot.
Looking good,
dude. Maui babe.
Oh yeah, you had to like get that like illegally imported, right?
I'm getting that illegal. Shh, don't tell anyone.
Oops.
Okay. It has iodine in it.
That can't be good for you.
It dyes your skin.
Are we gonna need a tanning intervention? Isn't there a Bravo show called My Husband Tans
Too Much? So all I do, I'm telling you guys, and I sent this to Rich.
Mm-hmm.
One day I'll release the image.
Yeah. Oh yeah. My God.
I want you to set it up. I want you to set it up before we go into news and everything else. Before we go into questions.
Like how effing tan you are?
What do I do? My tanning scenario. The pizza peel.
This guy uses. This is legit.
I'm not joking.
Andrew has a pizza peel which he uses to make pizza in his backyard. It's great.
I do.
I've had his pizza. It's fantastic. This guy uses the pizza peel to also tan as a reflector.
As a reflector.
As soon as he sent me that picture, I'm like, Andrew, this can't be good for you.
I'm also in a Speedo.
Yeah, you're also in a Speedo. There's a lot of stuff going on.
I got 2 Speedos now. I got a blue flower one.
One for your face.
One for my face. One for my bottoms.
Mm-hmm.
I got a tropical one, and I also have like a blue flower one.
The return of Andrew.
And I walk around with this Speedo on in my backyard. I look absurd. The kids are asking me why I'm wearing women's underwear. Very European. And I don't care. This is who I am now. And I am tan.
You're a tan man.
I'm a tan man. I'll show you my tan lines.
I may have told this story on the show before. I had a birthday party several years ago. Big barbecue. And one of the boyfriends of like a in-law was like, "Hey man, thanks for inviting me. I'm sorry I'm not tan enough for your party." And I said, what? And he's like, "Yeah, I didn't have time to go tanning. I'm sorry I'm not tan enough for your party. I just wanted to apologize." Dead.
You know what?
Serious.
You know what? I would appreciate that, man. I would appreciate it.
I mean, like, you know, like you're a big tan jammer yourself. You know?
I am.
Pizza peel, Speedos, iodine laced.
Oh, I'm greased up, dude. I'm greased up. Hold on. I'll show you my, hold on.
I've seen it. Just show everybody else.
No, hold on.
I've seen everything.
You ready? Look at this one.
Look at that. I think you got to get that looked at. Call the doctor.
I showed him my my drunk just now.
Please.
All right. Let's go into Ring of Honor.
All right. Oh boy, so distracting. Ring of Honor Death Before Dishonor this week, the 23rd of July. We're gonna do the card and predictions. Then we're gonna go into questions. The Ring of Honor Pure Championship: Wheeler Yuta versus Dana Garcia. Yuta retains.
Yeah, I think Yuta should retain. I think he's a good representation of that title. Mm-hmm. This show's looking good. It's not a bad show. ROH Women's Championship. Serena Deeb and Mercedes Martinez. Do you put it on Deeb?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. ROH Tag Championships, 2 out of 3 falls. This is going to be match of the night, possibly. FTR versus the Briscoes.
I'm into this match. And by the way, the Briscoes have signed with Ring of Honor an exclusive long-term deal.
Great. I want to see them on Dynamite.
So on the TV front, by the way, this is from Tony Khan, there's no new news, but they are continuing talks with Warner Media Discovery.
So let me ask you something.
Yeah.
I don't want to ask you this, but I'm going to ask you this anyway.
Yeah.
Do you think in a year we're going to get a Ring of Honor invasion?
I think once they get TV, maybe sooner.
Okay.
My own opinion.
I know that's like the word of the day.
Invasion?
Yeah. Willow Nightingale versus Allison Kay. It's going to be a good match. Ring of Honor Television Championship match. Samoa Joe versus Jay Lethal. That's going to be great.
Where is Joe?
They excused him by saying he's not going to show up to talk to the likes of you.
Is that what they said?
Yeah. I think Christopher Daniels said that. Ring of Honor 6-man tag team championship match. The Righteous versus Dalton Castle and the Boys.
Okay.
And the ROH championship match. I'm very much looking forward to this.
I think Claudio needs it.
Jonathan Gresham versus Claudio.
Put the title on him.
Claudio taking it and Wheeler having the title and Mox having the interim title.
It's a lot.
Blackpool Combat Club gets all the titles. I think that would be fantastic. And that's a good trio right there.
That's a very good trio.
Until Bryan Danielson comes back.
Yeah.
Questions?
All right, Q&A time, boys and girls. Submit your questions to us with the hashtag AskMattmen, and we will do our best to answer each and every one of those questions.
Or if you're feeling international, ask it a Mattman.
Ask of the Mattmen.
This is from Michael Reedon. $5. I hope I said your name right. Hello, beautiful boys.
Oh, thank you.
Going to the Mets game tonight, I was at a 2 about the Flair's match. After seeing him walk in the video, I'm at a 1.
Isn't it WWE night at Shea tonight?
Is it?
At
Shea?
Citi Field?
What decade are you?
I got time warped
That's
into
the
86.
effing iodine in your tan shit, man.
Dude, I know. I just
Are you
sometimes
putting it into your eyes like eye drops?
I gotta say something. Sometimes
You're
I
trying
just
to tan your eyes.
sometimes I close my eyes, dude. Sometimes I just close my eyes and I open my eyes and like in Stranger Things you end up in the upside down. I end up at the World Series 86 Mets. And it's never a fun time. It's like all bizarre. Dwight Gooden's like, throwing stuff at me.
Are you in the pitching practice?
Yeah, I'm there. I'm just there. And they're making fun of me. Darryl Strawberry's a giant.
I would not like to have my balls broken by the 86 Mets.
No.
Those guys seem like they went. Well, I mean, it's on record that they went super hard. But,
I have to tell you though, one of the sweetest people two that I've met and had conversations with, Keith Hernandez.
Yeah.
And very quick with Keith. It was like a hi hello.
A hi hello.
A hi hello. And Darryl Strawberry. I had a meeting with him. Like a 2-hour meeting. The nicest human being.
Was this when he did the restaurant in Douglaston?
That's when he had the restaurant in Douglaston, yeah.
Very interesting. I ate their
strawberries. Once. It wasn't bad.
It wasn't bad. I went to the Keith Hernandez jersey retirement game a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
And
did you see Bob?
I didn't. I should have texted him. Before the game, they did the ceremony.
Yeah.
You know who got pop of the night?
Who?
Mookie.
Of course, Mookie.
They announced Mookie. He was the first one they announced, and I was like, they should have saved him for the end.
Have you seen the 30 for 30 on the 86 Mets?
No, I gotta check that out.
Do me a favor. Rich, seriously. Jess wanted to watch this.
Yeah.
Freaking fantastic.
Yeah.
Oh, it gives you like the feeling of why we like the Mets.
Yeah. It's also sad that we're talking about this like 80 years later.
Yeah.
This is from Shreya Hashemi, $5.
Here we go.
Hi. There we go.
Yeah.
Hi, Rich and Andrew. Do you believe the WWE stock is overvalued? If Vince was to disappear, how much will it affect? Like, get kidnapped?
Let's see. WWE stock. I think they're at a healthy number. $66 is very healthy for that company. I don't think that's overvaluation. Maybe it is. I got to look at their numbers, but they're up, man. 5% for the month, 16% for 6 months. They're up 16% for the year.
And this is in light of everything that's happening.
Yeah. Yeah, so I mean they're performing well, but they're making money.
Mm-hmm.
They got a market cap of 4.9 billion. They're 52. They're at a 52-week high around there. 52-week low is $46. I think 46 is a little too low. I think sitting around like $90 is a little too high right now, but I think 66 is fine.
Do we just turn into Stockmen?
Stockmen.
This is from...
I don't own any WWE stock. By the way,
you say that every week. I'm getting suspicious now.
I don't own any WWE stock.
Just stock in suntan lotion.
I never have.
This is from $5 from Ryan Martins. If you had to guess, does Edge come back by himself or with help maybe Bray Wyatt.
I don't know. There's a lot of Bray stuff happening. He put a cryptic tweet out yesterday.
That'd be cool.
You know, if he shows up in Nashville, that'll be a big deal.
Huge.
And maybe they need a big deal.
TV-14.
Maybe they need a TV-14 Bray.
Mm-hmm.
So here's a question: Do I tweet out that Monday Night Raw on Hulu is listed as TV-14?
Yes.
Do I tweet it out?
Yeah, do it now.
Do I do it now?
Do it now so we can.
But
see.
they will change it.
Do it now.
You want me to do it now?
Do it now, and then we'll take a look at the aftermath before the show is over. Live TV, folks.
Okay, I will do it now.
I got to thank the crew out there too. You guys are great. You ready for the next question?
Yes.
This is from Kyle Masters. Question for the boys. Any news on AEW Toronto being talked about? Venue, maybe?
They want to go back. I know they want to do... okay, I know they want to do Canada. Obviously, the pandemic screwed that up. Things are opening up now. I expect next year, 100%. I would be beyond shocked if they're not running a show in Canada, in Toronto at least, next year.
If they run a show in Canada... We're going to have to go and interrupt Joe Pearl's life.
You want to go to Canada?
And insert ourselves into... He's going to take us out to wrestling.
He's going to take us out.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I love that. But it's a different type. It's a much friendlier wrestling.
Yes.
It's a much cleaner wrestling.
What's that about? This is a $1.99 super chat from Paul Brito, and all it says is, from Paul Brito.
Oh, thank you, Paul.
Thanks, Paul.
AEW in the UK. How about that?
Would love that.
You know, next year should be the time they do it.
Mm-hmm.
If they're going to do it, I think they have to do it next year.
I would be such a banana show.
Hot market.
Hot market, I think.
Super hot market.
It would be an immediate sellout. This is a super chat from our buddy Bachelor 3000. Morning, my ghoulies. Who do you both consider the most underrated cowardly wrestling heel ever?
Oh, that's such a good question.
Let's go. We both folded our arms. To think upon our throats.
We did. We both. Okay.
Flair.
Cowardly?
Flair's a great cowardly heel.
Has to be. You know what? Bobby Heenan was a great cowardly heel.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah.
Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman, another
Heyman.
Great coward, but I'm active wrestler.
You have to think.
Give me a little help, guys.
Jarrett was a great cowardly heel.
And not great. Yeah, I gotta tell you, man, I effing loved Jeff Jarrett. I like WWE Jeff Jarrett, WCW, not like Slapnuts.
Yeah.
Not that Jeff Jarrett, but like Double J. I love that gimmick.
Not my favorite.
I used to just thrust my hips on my couch dancing to Sexy Boy and Jeff Jarrett's theme. My mother would have friends over. It didn't matter. Every Saturday morning. I'm a sexy boy. I used to sing it up and down. I used to put on those glasses, and my mother used to call them John Lennon glasses.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Let's see. What do we got here?
Oh, Tully Blanchard, another one. Chat room,
Tully's
give me some help on this. Who's a great cowardly heel?
Tully's a good one. When I think of cowardly heel, I think of somebody begging off. Like,
no.
Yeah. Like a good no.
And then you do one of these.
Who's a good cowardly tag team?
The Beverly Brothers.
Ooh, jeez. Deep cut. Strong. This is also another $1.99 from Paul Brito.
Sorry, I'm constantly moving. I cannot get comfortable at all. At all. It's brutal.
Are you sitting on a brick?
Sitting on something.
I think that may be the answer to your problem. Andrew's chair is made out of bricks and concrete.
It's made out of cast iron. This thing. It heats up so much.
Another $1.09 from Paul Brito. Favorite Ecuadorian dishes. I'm a big fan of empanadas, my friend. Let's see what else we got here.
Empanadas are Ecuadorian?
I think they're generally...
What is a specifically Ecuadorian dish?
There's this thing that my grandmother used to make that was like steak with like a little bit of peanut butter.
Really?
And like a stew. Yeah.
She was just trying to feed you
with
your
like
pills.
Peas and carrots and stuff.
Was it good?
It was fantastic.
What does your mom make? What's your mom's go-to?
Empanadas. My
Empanadas?
mom makes a lot of empanadas.
Really?
Yeah. My mom cooks more Armenian than Spanish.
Does she?
Yeah, because like my
Your
dad's
dad.
a tyrant.
Yeah. My dad's a tyrant. He demands it. What does she make?
Exactly.
Like what are Armenian dishes? A lot of rice.
Kufta.
Kefta, okay.
Dolma,
okay.
We do get on occasion some lahmacun.
Do you buy them frozen?
Barracks.
Do you buy the frozen lahmacun?
Yeah. They got expensive though. The
Very
Lakma June
expensive.
argument. The
Lakma June prices went up.
If you guys want to have something tasty, go to a Mediterranean store
yeah.
and get this stuff called Lakma June. It's like Armenian pizza almost, where it's like
Turkish pizza, Armenian pizza.
It's on like a kind of flatbread with like smushed in like meat and spices.
And you know,
it'll make you
shit
though, but it's good.
This is the most Armenian talk we've ever had on the air.
That is probably true.
It is part. I find it so humorous because like we get a lot of messages from like a lot of Armenians that watch the show. A lot of Armenians in Armenia and California, and we'll get the message like, oh, you guys are Armenian, and I'm like, yeah, but you know what's really funny? Like, it is like the least thing Rich and I have in common.
That is true.
It's actually fascinating when I tell people that.
A lot of barracks. My mom makes amazing barracks.
I make a good barrack. Too.
Yeah, make me a barrack next.
Do you want me to?
Yeah,
you know what? SummerSlam, I'll make it.
Yeah, you're gonna make some barrack.
I'll make some barrack. Yeah, I make Spanakopita and I'll make barrack.
Nice philo. You're gonna fold that philo.
I do the layers. I don't do the triangle. I do the old school, the layered one.
Okay.
And I use multiple types of cheeses. I use the Greek cheese. I forgot the name.
Wow.
I use a certain Greek cheese, and it's a blend.
Let's go forward with these questions. We're going to get out of here in about 15 minutes, guys.
Yeah.
Have you
Malacca Men. That's the name of this new show.
This is from Kyle on Twitter. Have you heard anything about NXT Women's Tag Team Championships? What is going on, and what are they going to do with
That's
them?
a great question. A bunch of people ask me. I have not even reached out about it, but I'll ask. I'm curious about that, too.
This next one's from Balor Club guy.
Yo. Too sweet.
Always faithful. Happy Friday, boys, with the report that Kenny Omega is set to team up with the Young Bucks in a trios match at All Out. Do we see the AEW Trios Championship tournament with the finals at All Out?
Yeah, I mean, it's been delayed. I think it's the time to do it. AEW has a tremendous trios division. It adds another layer to it. They have these matches anyway constantly, and they're all about stables in that company, so you might as well have a stable title.
For sure.
I think it's like I'm against having a lot of belts. I don't like. I think once they separate Ring of Honor out and those Ring of Honor titles are off their TV, and you kind of have a better idea of what that All Atlantic title is going to be, and the TV title. There's a reason why they brought that All Atlantic title.
Yes.
Tony Khan is not. He understands less is more. He's not.
For sure.
I don't think, especially a lot of the people that have some sort of creative input in that company, they understand less is more. So having more titles doesn't really do much for you. But if it serves a purpose, then 100%. If you're going to take that TV title, the TNT title, and put it on a Wardlow, let's say, just an example,
right?
And now he's going to hang on to this thing forever until it's time for him to challenge for the world title,
right?
You should have another title where your workers, the guys that really could work, put on these great matches.
I think that's that international title. This is from Ari Wow.
Oh,
great name. Since people
Ari Wow.
Since this is from Twitter. Since
that picture is very terrifying to me.
Since people have the tendency to focus more on the negatives in spite of their low probability, do you think Tony needs a competent idea filter / polisher like McMahon was to Russo to minimize future bad ideas, or someone to give him a broader perspective to booking ideas?
You know what? I think that is such a great question.
Fantastic question.
That is one of... I'm putting that in like the top 5 questions we've gotten.
Hall of Fame Matman questions?
That is a Hall of Fame Matman question.
Great question.
I want you, MJ, I want you to screenshot this. I'm going to give the Ari Wow, I give him a 9.5 out of 10 for his question. 9.8 out of 10 for his question.
Fantastic.
I give him a 9.5 for his name, but I give him a tree for his avatar.
A tree. But we're also out of time, so we can't answer that question. No.
I think any booker or any... idea guys, I want to tell you, idea guys and finishers are a big part of business in general.
Pat Patterson.
Pat, great finisher, right? Yeah. Great idea guy. You need those people. You can't just be, you need a incubator of thought. You can't just be one person. Listen, you've heard rumors about Cody and some of his ideas. I think Cody was a nice polisher for AEW. I think he had a lot of creative input. A
lot of balance.
There was balance.
Especially from where he came from.
Exactly.
His 2 cents mattered.
Well, he had Dusty's mindset. He had WWE's mindset. Absolutely. And he was working with Tony, which is a great mind in wrestling. And he also had a great group of people there. I think you need to have different philosophies blend in together. Yeah. Vince, the story is Vince Russo threw 5,000 ideas at McMahon, and McMahon was able to pick out the good ones. And no knock at Vince Russo for that, if that's the case.
Right.
I think some people just function way better of just ideas. Forget about how we're getting it, but just throw out ideas, different ideas, and you're able to hit the nail on the head with some of them. I do think they need, but who the hell is it? I don't know. I don't know who that person is. But I think more people that have a good mind with different creative ideas to work together, I think that's a positive. As long as it doesn't become 15 different people.
You know, and in an ideal situation, wouldn't it be somebody like a Triple H?
Somebody like but they have a lot of those guys.
Yeah.
They have tons of William Regal, right?
Oh, yeah.
Right. Like, think about this. Great mind, William Regal, Jim Ross,
Jericho.
Do you have a lot of good idea guys? So it's just a matter of making somebody an official. I don't know what the structure is over there. I don't know who tells Tony, maybe we shouldn't do this. I don't even know if that's available.
He's a tyrant.
Tony the Tyrant?
Tony
I don't
the
want to
Tyrant.
start that rumor.
I know.
I've heard only positive things about Tony.
Same here. This is from Pratik. Is WWE ever going to change their ring rope color for pay-per-views?
I
think he works for a rope factory.
I think he works for a rope factory.
He's trying to shill them ropes.
He works for the rope factory, and he also works for the electric tape company, the colored electric tape. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't think they even. I'm going to tell you something. I don't even think it's like in their minds.
No,
they have so many other ideas and things going on. I don't think the ring rope, unless it's a specialty thing, they change the ring ropes for like. Jerry Lynn is the guy for Tony Khan, by the way. Apparently,
oh, that's
Jerry
good.
Lynn. Yeah, listen, Jerry Lynn is a great wrestler.
Mr. Bud.
They change it for like if it's like a USA show.
Yeah.
Red, white, and blue.
Watch it be different for SummerSlam.
Watch it be different for SummerSlam. Yeah, they're gonna go with pink rope. No, they do the pink ropes.
Yes,
they do the pink ropes. They change the ropes whenever they want.
Here's a good question. This is from Gabe. What stipulation would a Horny Harry versus Enchante match have?
Oh, it has to be a Viagra on a pole match, dude. It's already been done. Vince Russo booking. Perfect.
No. You guys take the Viagra before the match.
Oh, you know what it is? Do you know that story that... Okay, got it. Okay. You know, there's like a story where like Diesel and Shawn Michaels, or it was Diesel and Razor, they would take their whatevers, their gimmick, and the go home was when it would kick. Okay?
Yeah.
That's our go home. In that match,
fantastic.
We take a Viagra, and then we go till it's time, till it kicks, and then we do the finish.
Hysterical. This is from Heather. Two-part question: what's next for Bliss, and when do you guys think she will win the SmackDown and or Raw Women's Championship?
I don't know. I don't know what they're doing with Alexa Bliss.
Same. I think she needs a fresh coat of paint. Right?
They tried it, and then they half-assed it. Right. They
Yeah.
kind of did it. They brought her back, and then like kind of sort of spooky, but not really.
This is a question from BC Knight off of Twitch. Are there any real discussions about Impact getting a better TV streaming deal?
I don't know. They're owned by the company that they're on. They're on their own network, so it doesn't cost them money, but they're not making money from it.
Right.
They're getting about 110,000 viewers, 100,000 viewers a show. They go somewhere else. What are they going to do?
Cool.
300,000. Listen, I like Impact right now. I think Josh Alexander as a champion is great. Their matches are really good.
Yeah.
Our friend Lance is there. I mean, what channel? Where would they go?
Yeah, that's true. Is Jay White like the number one dude right now because he's bouncing through 3 companies?
I don't know. I haven't seen the last 3 weeks of Impact.
Here's a new question from a familiar face.
Hey,
what does the wife think about your skin being dark and your butthole being bleached?
My butthole's not bleached. Okay, let's just stop with the rumors.
It's beached.
It's beached, not bleached. She tells me that I'm reaching.
This is dangerous.
I'm reaching hot dog skin.
But that's what you want.
I do want that.
That's what you've always.
Yeah,
wanted.
I want like Hogan in his peak tan.
It's an almost impossible tan.
Do you remember when I posted a photo of Hulk Hogan, NWO Hogan, peak tan?
Absolutely.
And I wrote, "How does one achieve this tone?"
You found it.
I got suspended on Twitter.
Yeah.
Do you remember that? They locked my account.
Yeah.
And they told me that it's inappropriate. And I'm like, do you think Hulk Hogan is a black man? Is that what you're telling me?
That must have been some funky ass algorithm.
I couldn't believe it.
This is from Sean Garner. Any chance Liv Morgan retains at SummerSlam? She should, but I don't know.
I would like her to retain. I want them to do something cool with her. There is a tremendous likability factor with Liv Morgan, especially with a younger viewership. And they're in that business right now. Listen, that TV-14 stuff, listen, where there's smoke, there's fire. You know? And they are realizing that, you know, why do you think Logan Paul's there? Logan Paul is there as an incubator for that younger teen viewership.
Absolutely.
And it worked on Monday. These are experiments they're trying, and I think it works, and I think they've realized that they need to do something a little bit more edgy to garner this viewership. This is a generation of viewers. You know, you're talking 13 to 21, right? Or 13 to 18, 13 to 17, whatever it is. This is the first generation that really has everything accessible to them.
Yes.
Catered to them. Content is no longer what's on TV. It's content that is catered to me.
Right.
And the services are catering that content to me. So discoverability becomes something that's less and less.
This is something I think you like.
You know, channel surfing was how discoverability happened on cable platform.
Right.
TV Guide the purpose of TV Guide was discoverability. That's why you want it to be listed. Discoverability is not really a thing other than a YouTube front page. And guess what? That front page is only catered to you.
Right.
Nobody else.
Which is nuts. Sometimes I like it. Sometimes I hate it because I'm like, I don't want to watch this shit.
Sometimes I just want to know what's going on.
Right.
But I'm hitting that age, man. Like if I log in like incognito mode, I go to YouTube and I see like the top videos. I'm like, what is happening? I don't understand.
Yeah.
I don't get any of it.
Well, this is all part of the conspiracy to keep us deaf and dumb.
That is a conspiracy. So I think if they're able to kind of tap into resources like getting a Jake Paul, a Logan Paul, or maybe going TV-14 to add a little bit of more edge to them for those YouTube clips.
Yeah.
You know what? It could do something. A couple 100,000 more people watching. That's a business bump.
For sure. You think they're gonna get Logan Paul live stream his match with the Miz?
Oh my, live streaming.
This is from Frankie DiGennaro.
Hey Frankie.
Have you heard any news on WWE having another draft this year? Any
Yes.
insight on who may switch brands?
There will be a draft. I don't have the date.
Okay, cool. This is from Connor. Is there a star bigger than Sasha Banks in women's wrestling that could be a bigger deal jumping companies?
Available? I think a Becky Lynch. I think Becky Lynch would be big. I think Ronda Rousey.
Yeah.
If Ronda goes to AEW, that's a big deal. I don't think they would be able to. I'm going to tell you something. I think Ronda Rousey's better in WWE. I don't know how she would be positioned, but I could be wrong.
Charlotte.
Charlotte would be a
a huge deal.
But I think Becky, I think Sasha going, if Sasha were to show up in AEW at All Out, man, that's a big moment. And you delivered another one.
Does that time with her contract?
I think
or is
she's
it like
done.
a clean break?
I think she's done.
Wow. All right. That's cool. But not to quote you. Nobody, somebody might quote you on that.
Listen, but it would be the moment. Think about what we got last year at there, or Arthur Ashe. Debut at Arthur Ashe. You got two big moments for AEW that people have high expectations of.
Yeah.
Both those shows have very. I think Arthur Ashe is almost sold out right now. I think only the nosebleeds are done. Available.
So the way you do it is Tony Storm wins that championship somehow, and then Sasha comes out.
Man, what a. I mean, I would be into that.
Me too.
It would be something I would want to watch. Both great wrestlers. Listen, I think for Sasha, there's a lot of question with her. Why she left, why she was so upset. Listen, you don't know what people go through every day, right?
Yeah.
You don't know what they're going through in their professional lives. You don't know what they're going through in their personal lives. She could be dealing with something and it just manifested in this way, or she just had it. Apparently, there's no wrestling appearances until January 1st for Sasha. Somebody's writing to me. I haven't confirmed that. I have no idea.
Interesting.
But this is so much anger towards her leaving.
Yeah, for sure.
From like people feeling like she turned their backs on. I'm like, you don't know what these people go through. It is a very difficult job. It's not this like easy going career path. Your job is to fall on your head every day.
Yeah.
So, you're going to do whatever's best for you.
Well, not only fall on your head every day, but you got to take the time to work out. You got to take the time to do media. There's a lot of expectations when you're in this business. And it's a nutty business. It's a very nutty. You want to do one more question?
Let's do one. Let's do two more.
Okay. I think this is a big one, though.
Okay.
This is from EMC 4K 1999. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Do you feel AEW has a title contender issue? Guys challenging for titles, getting wins on Dark and Elevation isn't the same as getting wins on Dynamite and Rampage. Is this a sign that TK needs someone besides himself booking?
Second question about this, huh?
Interesting.
Do you feel AEW has a title contender issue? Guys challenge for titles, getting wins on Dark and Elevation isn't the same as getting wins on Dynamite and Rampage. I think they box themselves in with that wins matter thing, right? And not in a bad way. I think it should matter. Wins should matter. You shouldn't be 50-50 booked and go out there and win a title. I think you need to be on a streak. You need to show some difference. I think they're just trying to get some wins for people.
Yeah.
And they're trying to create content on Dark and Elevation that people will tune into. And if you make some of these things matter, more people would tune in. I think they need to do a better. I don't know, man. Like Malachi, right? Should Malachi have a title match?
I think there are certain guys that you could see with the belt. One of those guys for me, Brody King. You can see him with that world championship.
Okay, but like Brody King, Malachi Black,
I think Malachi deserves a run with it. Once they figure out the MJF stuff, he deserves a run with it. You know. But again, that's long-term booking. It's not like the show's going to go away anytime soon.
Yeah. So,
you want to do one more? One and a half more?
Yep.
This is from NYC Demon Diva.
Hey.
Here to challenge Andrews.
All right, let's go.
To a fight.
Let's go.
Is she back?
I've been telling her about my tanning. I've been texting with her about my tanning. She's experienced it. She saw.
You were like, I'm going to make you so jealous of my tan.
I did. That was it. That's exactly what it was.
Just you wait.
I told her she should be embarrassed she doesn't have a tan like this.
Oh, rough. All right, this is from BC Knight. Speaking of pile drivers, great question and a good note to end on. Speaking of pile drivers, what move should be exclusively finishers? I think the Blue Thunder Bomb should be a finisher.
I love that move.
Yeah.
I hate that it's a transition move for Sammy.
Yeah.
I think that's a great. I love the Blue Thunder Bomb. Great move. Demon Diva, NYC Demon Diva. Andrew falls on his head every day, and he doesn't get paid for it. That is absolutely true. and I fractured my hip, and I don't get paid for it. I'm an idiot. All right.
So what do you think? What moves should be finishers?
What moves should be finishers?
And stay finishers.
Tombstones?
Canadian Destroyers?
It's become such a transition move, huh?
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of a DDT finisher.
Well, Mox has the biggest one in the business right now.
I love a DDT finisher.
Yeah. You can't say super kicks anymore.
No, you can't say super. I mean, a lot of my power bombs, sit down power bombs,
like a Liger Bomb. Liger Bomb's still a finisher. Like a Tiger Driver.
Tiger Driver 98, Tiger Driver 97. These are big moves.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Wrestling is wacky.
Northern Light Suplex.
Love that move.
I
love a beautiful Northern Light.
I feel like that could be a great finisher, like a fish hook Northern Light suplex.
Partique. Is there a chance the Undertaker returns to WWE? I think there's always a chance for him to return.
Never say never. Never say never. I think American Badass is gonna come back.
I would love American Badass,
but he just is American Badass at this point.
But where was he? But where was it?
How do you think they got the doors open?
Where was it? All right, I think we're done.
All right, we're done.
All right, guys, that's it for this week. Love each and every one of you. This was a lot of fun. I had a blast doing the show today. Head on over to Patreon. You can fund us if you want. Special thanks to Rich for doing the show with me today.
I do the show with you.
I know
every week.
I know, but I enjoyed today.
Special thanks to Andrew for having me on.
Thank you. No, this was
Where's
awesome.
our waiter, by the way?
Where's our waiter? Can I tell you, Deacon made great kofta the other day.
Really?
Yeah.
Did he put the penny in it?
He put the penny in it. Yeah, and then I swallowed the penny. Swallowed the penny. That's it for this week, guys. Hey, do us a favor. Do us a big favor. Head on over and subscribe to us. We're everywhere podcasts are available. Subscribe to us here on YouTube. Subscribe to us there. Follow Rich, BTC Rich on Twitter. Andrew Zarian on Twitter. Mattman Podcast on Twitter. We'll see you all. I'll see you on Sunday, guys. But we'll see you all next week. Take care.
Later.